calls Charles Caruso. May I inquire?
You may proceed.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Charles Caruso,
Where are you currently employed?
the City of Cape Coral Police Department.
What is your assignment with Cape Coral Police Department?
I'm a sergeant currently assigned to supervise the Marine unit.
Sergeant Caruso, what type of training and experience do you have to be in your current position?
Aside from the academy training, which was about 4.5 months or so back when I did it. It's longer now. I've gone through about 300 hours, give or take, of advanced investigations training, and we get mandatory in-service training quarterly. So that over 26 years, it's quite a bit.
So you've been with Cape Coral Police Department for 26 years?
Not with Cape Coral, but overall, I just started my 27th year in January.
All right. Now, were you working on October 7th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your assignment on that day?
I was assigned to road patrol, and I was the supervisor of the South District.
Did you become aware of an investigation involving someone by the name of Wade Wilson?
Yes, I did.
And what was your specific role with regard to that investigation?
Specifically, there were a couple locations in South District that I was asked to check and to make sure they were getting checked. Looking for the welfare of Christine Melton, because she had not been heard from and had not been seen.
And did you know who Christine Melton was at that time?
No, ma'am.
So when you got this information that she was missing, were you aware of any other scenes that were already set up?
Yes, I knew there was a location in either the North or Central District. I think it was right on the border between the two, where her vehicle had been found.
And was that vehicle at Mateo Graphics?
Yes, ma'am.
So were there already Cape Coral police officers at that scene trying to determine where she was or what had happened?
Yes, ma'am. And they were, from what I understood at the time, it was a.
Sustain.
Your Honor, if I may give an exception?
Okay.
Again, effect on the listener as to what he did.
All right. Sustain.
Okay, what did you do?
Based on all the facts and circumstances, I knew that we had, this was a very high priority. Several of my officers went to 4838 Tudor Drive, which is where we knew Christine Melton lived.
There's some other areas that were checked as well?
Yes.
What other areas?
I had an officer go to Duffy's Tavern, which was a place that I found Christine Melton was employed. I wanted to see if she was there. She was not. And I was given another address on Stratford Court that was somehow had been somehow associated with Christine in the past. I went there and spoke with a resident, and there was no connection to Christine. So they were both of those leads had been exhausted, and we were left with 4838 Tudor Drive.
Now, at 4838 Tudor Drive, you mention there were other officers that you had sent to that location?
Yes.
And I'm showing States Exhibit 10A. Is that the 4838 location that you're referring to? Ms. Melton's house?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yes, looks like it.
Okay. And were they able to make contact with her?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever go to that location?
Yes, I did.
Now, what did you do when you got to that location?
I got there and had been notified over the police radio that.
Sustain.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, when you were at that location, did you, again, no one had made contact with her?
Right, that's correct.
And had her body been found in the car back at Mateo's?
No, ma'am.
So what did you and the officers at her home decide to do?
We forced entry into the house by knocking in the front door with a ram.
And what happened when you got inside of her home?
We were inside somewhere around 45 seconds. Long enough. It's a small apartment. Long enough to see there was nothing in the living room, nothing in the kitchen, but on the floor between the bedroom and the kitchen was a large bundle of. It was hard to tell. Looked like bed sheets and clothing. We couldn't see anything right away. We spread apart the sheets just enough to see a leg, the lower portion of a leg. I noticed immediately there was a unique tattoo on it, and at that point we backed out and left the apartment.
Okay. After you backed out, did you change your mind about staying out of the apartment?
Yes, ma'am. I realized in my kind of desire to make sure we protect the scene that we really hadn't cleared the bedroom adequately. And from my experience, I know that this is going to be a very lengthy investigation, and we need to make sure that everyone who's going to be there is going to be safe. So we had to make sure there was nobody hiding. And we also knew at that point there were other charges, and I also realized that we hadn't really done anything to confirm whether or not the person in the blankets was alive or dead.
Were you able to confirm whether the person in the blankets was alive or dead?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you do that?
I've put on a glove to feel for a pulse, and I could feel that her arm was already stiff.
And you said that you cleared the home. Did you find any other person at all in that house?
No, ma'am.
May I approach?
You may.
Sergeant, I'm approaching you and showing you some items of evidence. If you could take a look at each of these pictures, please.
Okay.
These items fairly and accurately represent the outside of the home and the inside of the home back on October 7th of 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
And at this time, the state would move exhibits 10, 10B, 10C, and 10D into evidence.
Be admitted.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Sergeant, you were testifying that when you first walked in, you saw what looked like a pile of blankets in between the kitchen and the bedroom. Is this what you first saw when you walked in?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you State's Exhibit 10C. Is this a closer up view of those blankets that you observed?
Yes, it is.
Then you mentioned seeing a unique tattoo, showing you State's Exhibit 10D. Where is that tattoo? Are you able to see from there on that photograph?
Yeah, it was on the lower portion of her right leg.
Showing you a close-up, which is 10E. Is that the tattoo on the leg you were referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you actually take a photograph of that tattoo on her leg?
Yes, I did.
What was your purpose in doing that?
Knowing how this investigation would play out, I knew that it would be it might help in help making an identification.
So at that time when you saw this body, you weren't for sure whose it was?
That's correct.
Now, after you backed out the second time, did you have a crime scene prepared?
Yes, I instructed my officers to put up crime scene tape and start a crime scene contamination list.
What is a crime scene contamination list?
It's just a log of everyone who comes and goes and the times that they enter and exit the crime scene.
About what time was it that you arrived and entered Ms. Melton's home?
I got on scene about roughly 4 o'clock. We made entry, I believe it was 4:12.
So that's 4:12 p.m. on October 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm showing you State's Exhibit 10, and it looks like there's some yellow crime scene tape. Was that put up by officers blocking off that home and that scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And so if someone went past that yellow crime scene tape, do they have to sign that contamination log?
Yes.
Now, about how many people, once you realized this was a crime scene, about how many officers would you say showed initially?
While I was there, I think it was just me and officers from my squad. So there were 4 or 5.
And was a homicide investigator assigned to come out and take over the actual investigation of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as you were on that scene, did any of Christine Melton's family members begin to show?
Yes.
And were you the one that actually notified them of anything?
No, I didn't.
Did you have a victim advocate come to the scene?
Yes.
And as far as the identification and the notification, was that assigned to other officers later?
Yes, that was assigned to a detective who was working on the case.
Once you cleared that house, was a search warrant signed off on so that crime scene could come in and do a thorough investigation and collection of evidence?
As far as I understand, yes.
So you weren't involved in collecting any of that evidence?
That's correct.
We have a moment, Your Honor.
You may.
I have nothing further and tender the witness.
All right. Mr. Hollander.
Sorry, just clarify something. You forced entry, the front door.
That's correct.
You went in, you located Miss Melton. How long did that take?
It was under a minute.
Okay. You and your officers came out of the house.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you go back in to a second time to clear the house? Is that what you testified to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long were you in there that time?
About 3.5 minutes.
Did any of the officers disturb the pile that Miss Melton's body was under?
No. In fact, I told the other officers to stay where they were, and I knew it was a small room that really needed to be cleared, and there was no point in any more than one person going, so I did that myself.
Okay. You didn't find anyone else in the house?
No, sir.
Thank you. Nothing further, Judge.
Nothing further, Your Honor. I'd ask that you be excused.
Any objection?
No objection.
You can step down and you're excused.
Thank you.